2026, all of the rugby, all year round. I'm going to predict who wins, what, everything. I give you a little bit of a surprise. It's probably going to be South Africa winning everything. But here we go. Welcome to All Things Rugby, where I'm going to be giving you our 2026 predictions of who's going to be winning what. My name is Shanair, and please, if you disagree with anything I say, mention it in the comments because it has been wild over the last couple of weeks. But I think this one's probably going to be a little bit easier. South Africa win everything. Let's break it down. Let's start with the domestic competitions and the English Gallagher Prem, not Premiership, of course. It's been good so far. The top two look like it's going to be Saints and Bath, but I think this year Saints are going to do it. Bath have been winning, even though they haven't been playing that well. They were top of Christmas, but I just think Northampton have so many different ways of playing. They're physical when they need be. The likes of Callum Chick have come in and have been so good. The fact that the teams don't play during the Six Nations, so all of those English boys for Saints aren't going to be there. They're going to be rested. I think Saints are going to be there at the end of the season, and I think they're going to smash it come the playoffs and the final. So Northampton Saints for the Gallagher Prem. The United Rugby Championship, the URC. At the moment, the Stormers are flying high and they are top. Leinster, although again haven't been playing that well, have just done 6 in a row. And if you can do that when you're not playing well in a league, you're going to be there or thereabouts come playoff and final. But I do think that the Stormers are going to continue this run. And depending on how the playoffs go, it means that they get a home run the whole time. So if Leinster have to travel away in either the semi or the final, that's a very different ask for them. So I think Stormers are going to see it all the way through this year. Stormers for the URC. Over to France and the top 14. I think this one's always an interesting one because during the season, people care so much about their home games and less about the away games. And we saw that on the weekend with Toulouse losing. But I just think that Toulouse have got a squad that can really push it all the way through to the final. And I do think that they're going to be able to compete on both fronts. They just know how to rotate enough. They've got enough chip on their shoulder from last year with the likes of Bordeaux. I just think when it comes to the big game, I think Toulouse are going to do it. So I'm going to go Toulouse for the top 14. The Investec Champions Cup. Now, it's a funny one because, as we've mentioned on the channel before, the pool games aren't the best games and people rotate a lot and it depends who they're playing in the league the next week. But I think that the bigger teams are the ones that are going to carry it through. So I think the teams that are doing well in the league are still going to be the ones doing well in Europe. I think the squad sizes of Saints and Stormers and Leinster and Toulouse and Bordeaux are going to be the ones come to semi-finals and finals of the Champions Cup. But I'm going to go for another star on that Toulouse jersey. I just think that they are such big game players, and with everyone back fit, Jack Willis, Entomac, Ramos, Kinghorn, Dupont, I just think they're going to have more than enough to do the double. So this year we're going with Toulouse for the Champions Cup. The hardest one to predict so far is the Southern Hemisphere, as they haven't really had any pre-season games yet. They're going to start this the next couple of weeks. But Super Rugby, over the last couple of years, the Chiefs have been the bridesmaids the whole time, and they're there or they're thereabouts and they have a good season, they finish top, but then someone like Blues or Crusaders comes at the end. I think this is the year. I think Chiefs are going to be the team to beat this year, and I just think they're going to go all the way, and I think we're going to see such an epic season this year. There's already been some great signings. There's been a couple of players that are going to have sabbatical. Apparently Scott Barrett's not going to be playing the whole year, which is huge for Crusaders. So we're going with the Chiefs for Super Rugby. Over to the internationals now, and the big one, I'm putting my neck out on the line, and I'm sure everyone's going to go anti this one. But I think England are going to win the Six Nations this year, and I'm very confident about that. I think last year we saw them play really great games in the Six Nations. That win against France was epic. So I just think that they're going to have enough. They've got the squad to rotate. They can play decent teams against Wales and Italy and still get really good momentum and not changing the whole team. I just think that England are going to have enough to see it all the way through. And that last game is England versus France in France. Grand Slam decider for me because I think Ireland will probably lose the opening game in France. So let's go with England for the Six Nations. In the middle of the year, we're going to have the greatest rivalry where the Springboks are going to be playing New Zealand in a whole tour. So they're playing 4 games apparently, and the All Blacks are going to have to play all of the provincial sides. I just think that this is going to be too much for the All Blacks to handle. I think if it was just the games, it would be closer. I do think the Boks are stronger, but I do think it would be closer. I just think that the Boks are going to have such strong provincial sides. It's going to tire out the All Blacks. And by the time they get to that third game, I think they'll finish it. And I don't even know where the fourth game is at the moment. There's talks about London, hopefully here in Doha. But I just think that the Boks are going to at least win 3 out of the 4 games against the All Blacks. And last but not least, the newest competition, the Nations Championship, with the top sides in the world from the Six Nations, from the Rugby Championship, and Fiji and Japan. Now, because of how it is working and how they're going to alternate the home and away games, I think those home games matter so much. And the biggest one is obviously going to be the Springboks at home to England. And I just think that going off what we've seen so far this year, going off the likes of the Stormers, going off how good the big players play for South Africa rather than their domestic teams, I just think the Springboks are going to go undefeated in this whole championship. And yes, they might rotate a couple, but I just think they're going to have too much for everyone now. So we're going with the Springboks clean sweep of the Nations Championship. So that's it. That's our 2026 predictions of the Tier 1 competitions. We'd love to do some Tier 2 stuff as well, but we might get some other of our editors involved in that one, the likes of Carl from Rugby Through the Leagues, the likes of Hugh Griffin, who loves a little bit of Tier 2 rugby. So if you want to see that video, make sure you drop us a comment. As always, like and subscribe, and make sure you follow us on all platforms. My name's Shanair, and this has been All Things Rugby.